Schmidtsdrift, a place of the Khwe and the Khwe. In 1990, they were housed on this farm. It was home to 4,000 Khwe and Khwe families living in tents. Now it is replete with dilapidated buildings and a few mud and plastic homes. Over the years, despite promises, they are largely forgotten. They are suffering real, with no basic services and little hope.
Why are we the Khwe suffering like this? Our families who are back in Namibia are living a normal life. Their government there is looking after them, and our government here is not looking after us. Is it because they call us foreigners?
Despite facing a fallen future, preserving their culture remains a priority. Just 34 Khwe and Khwe families remain here. The families fought off 3 evictions in their time here. Even in this deep ocean of poverty, this 31-year-old is content being surrounded by his Khwe community.
The reason why we love Schmidtsdrift is because our parents and our brothers have died here, and we are not going to leave them behind. We live with them here. Although the houses are not proper, we will still live here.
In 2003, some of the Khwe and Khwe families were moved to Platfontein, that is 15 kilometers away from Kimberley. Rekunde David, however, says very little has changed for her and her Khwe community.
We didn't know anything about government in Schmidtsdrift, and we lived happily with the help of the SNDF. The government brought us here, and now we live under its watch. But the government has deserted us. Just like when you flush a toilet, the government has done that to us.
Unable to go back or forward, this Platfontein resident feels trapped.
It's difficult to leave Platfontein because there's no work. If I could get a job, I'll leave Platfontein one day.
Then Premier Sylvia Lucas admitted that servicing and integrating the Khwe and the Khwe is not easy for them.
They always differ among themselves. They go to the extent of telling me, why don't you build a separate school for the Khwe and a separate school for the Khwe? You must be very careful as to how you even deal with the issue of those that are saying they want to stay in Schmidtsdrift and those in Platfontein. Unfortunately, I must say there are still a lot of things that we can learn from them, but they can also learn from us as South Africans.
The two groups have pinned their hopes on the traditional and Khoisan leadership bill to restore their dignity. Neria Hlakutsa, SABC News, Schmidtsdrift, Northern Cape.